You speak as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it, smothered by it. Look at you now. He would have everlasting life. You seek to defy death, yet you cannot even defy sleep. And our like sleep is to death. It is a painted death.
Base. Let's have a little look.
My wife, she's missing. I fear terribly for her safety.
Some women are just looking for a reason to go missing.
She disappeared into the Ahedar Desert, the heart of the Whispering Waste.
As suicides go, it has an exotic appeal.
I fear she has returned to my former mansion. If you would track her, find her, bring her home.
You'd pay me in sad looks and liquor?
The mansion was never reclaimed by the tax collectors. Dark rumors swirl amid the whispering winds. Land leviathans maroon amid the dunes in cataclysms past. If my vault is untouched, its entire contents, the wealth of 5 noble generations, are yours.
You had your openers and closers reversed.
I should warn you, Sir Thief, or Nachtin the boards call it. The dead citadel. Worse still, the whispering wastes do not lie empty. Rumors swirl of a figure, stooped and shrouded in grey, face hidden, dragging a silver blade at his side, carving his way through the criminal element of 2 entire countries. None have divined its purpose, and it has only ever spoken one word, one most would not even recognize as a name.
Nosfero. Does this word not sound like the death bird culling the living dead at dawn? It is the name both ghouls and demons dare not say, for they know it means death for the undead.
Hard work, dedication, hard work, dedication.
How about that? Is that better? Can you guys hear me now? So, yeah, so I think I was muted there for a second, but that is what happens sometimes. I have switched up my software a little bit. So, I'm trying some new stuff. What's up, Blue Badger? How are you doing, my friend? And welcome, channel members Jeremy Burtz and Shitbird Militia. Here's the thing. I'm trying some new software out, and it's the software I used when I first started my YouTube channel. And I've been realizing more and more that people are tuning into this channel for art streams. What's up, Mason W? It is great to see you, my friend. And I was looking at StreamYard or Streamlabs or whatever, StreamYard for a while, and I was going, this is great for having people come on as guests, so I still have that. But for art streams, the quality of the video and the resolution of things is just not up to speed. And when I started channel memberships, one of the things I realized is there's a feature that Ecamm has that is, and I'm not trying to turn this into an Ecamm infomercial here, but it has a feature that allows you do everything from your computer and allows you to store and record files without going live. So when I try to record streams or record things in advance, and I wanted to do some channel members longer art streams, one of the things that happens is it's doing it all through through the internet, through StreamYard. So the quality is as good as the bandwidth is at StreamYard for live streaming. Whereas with this, and I'm watching it in real time, the quality is so much better. And I just said, I've got to get back to this, guys. I've got to get back to using this. I used to come in here and I can put background music in the background low and do my thing. And it just seems like it's a better fit for me. So I thought, hey, I'll do a test stream. We'll see how it goes. And then I can always use StreamYard when I'm going to have guests on the show and do those kinds of shows. So let me know how it looks. The multi-camera system of Ecamm is so much better. It's not nearly as taxing on what we do because everything is handled, locally. So you can see I can customize, the camera that's on me into a square. Everything about it is so much stronger. But most importantly, even though this isn't the best painting to use as an example, because it's got a little bit of a reflective quality of it, when I bring other stuff in, and I have to move the lights for a painting like this, you can see that the quality is just going to be a lot stronger. And I have to sometimes move that light a little bit to stop that strobing. But it's like, let me see if I move it out a little bit more. There we go. You can see the quality of it is just so much stronger in terms of you being able to see what I'm doing and how I'm working. And yeah, more options, more better. You're absolutely right. Oh, yes, I can, by the way. Let me do this. This is a big one. Thank you for reminding me. This is my first time using this. So let me say, first of all, hail, Jeremy Burtz. It is great to see you here. Let me see. Who else? We've got Phil here. It's great to see you, Phil. We have got Shipbird Militia. Hail to you, Mighty Shipbird Militia. It's great to see you. We have got Blue Badger here. It is great to see you. Mason W is here. It is great to see you. And, of course, we have got John in the house. It is great to see you. Sheeple Hunter, it is great to see you as well. Yes, I can put comments on screen, and that is a big, big aspect of this too. So it doesn't get in the way of any of that. It's just got a slightly different, interface. But yes, and that is the biggest thing for me. Now, the one thing that is a little bit of a drag to all of this is, besides, the bots are still here, thank God. They can still be here. God bless them. But the other aspect of this is that I can't see who's a channel member and who's not, although it's not like we're at 1,000 yet. I can still keep it more or less in my head. So I've got the YouTube window open so that I can check the stream quality, but I can also check, to see, when channel members come in so I can say hello. But this is going to make what we do on this channel so much better because for channel members, if I want to do a long art stream where I'm just, focusing on the painting and just doing that, I can make that happen. And John, thank you for nuking the bots. It is always appreciated. But I hope you guys are doing well today. This is I have not used this software now in I think over a year. So I'm testing it out. It's a test stream to see how this stuff goes and to see how, well it kind of, what is that telling me to do? Okay, I don't need you to give me suggestions there. All right, there we go. I was looking at the software is telling me, you can move this to do that. I'm like, I got it. I'm just trying to paint, kids, And the software is giving me thoughts on life. But the thing that sort of got me thinking about it is, how can we put together... What is up, Antoine? I'm using Ecamm. It's what I was using when I first started my YouTube channel or streaming on my YouTube channel about 3 years ago. And I know Eric Canetti uses it still as well. And I just went back, was looking at my streams. I was talking with my son, who is my de facto tech support, because he's a tech genius. And one of the things we were just talking about is the quality. And I was like, first, is it the camera? Is it this? It really is. StreamYard is not built for this. And it's not its strong suit. It's great for hosting people. And it's great for, having guests on. In fact, it's expert at that. But the bigger issue is if you want to do something where you're showing, detailed artwork and detailed process work for art, it is not designed for that. And also, the bigger thing is, for my channel members, I wanted to be able to start recording videos in advance that would be sort of tutorials and walking you through my process with a little bit more up-close stuff and detailed stuff than I can always do on a live stream. So it's great to see. And let me put some comments up on the screen, because I got to remember how to do that a little bit. Let me see here. That's hilarious. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. Yes, it is Ecamm we're using, Antoine, and Faye kept wanting to kill a bot. I'm sorry, it happens. Sometimes you guys will jump in ahead of each other. Devil Flyer Momentum, how are you doing? It is great to see you, my friend. How are you? Oh my gosh, look at all the great people here in the chat. Teflon Ron, so great to see you guys. Oh man, terrific, guys. Oh, I'm so glad this is working because it's been a little bit. I had to update. I went to go hit the go live button. What is up, Mighty Geek Studios? It is great to see you here. I hope you are doing well. I went to go and launch the stream, and it goes, you have to update your software. I was like, okay, it's been a while. So yeah, it's been a lot of that kind of stuff. And for those of you guys who go way back with me to when I was using Ecamm, I'm sure, I know it's been a minute, but you can remember the stream quality and some of the stuff that we used to do that was really, really a fun part of it. And I guess I just, with all of us with YouTube, and what is up, channel member General Piggy? It is great to see you, my friend. I hope you are doing well. Great to have you in the house. Let's see here. But yeah, when I started doing this, I kind of didn't know if there was what the right or wrong way was to do a stream. Not that there really is one. And Ecamm was the one I went to, and I didn't realize how bad it was at having guests on. But then similarly, and in the opposite direction, I didn't realize how much better it was for things like art streams and pre-recording things. And I just kind of stepped back and said to myself, if I want to make one of my favorite channels on YouTube, as I know I talk about it a lot, is a channel called Townsend's. And the quality of their video is always so good, and they really have got their stuff together. So I've been talking to my son about how we're going to build out, Shanthan Jetty art and how we're going to make this stuff happen, because he's a tech wizard. And I was talking to, him about all this various stuff. And one of the things I kept coming back to is that it really is, the software has to be perfect for streaming. Because you guys want to see, up close. You guys want to see the detail. And it's just not fair when you can't do it. What is up, my brother, Snuggy Jr.? How are you doing, my friend? It is great to see you. So you guys should still be able to drop links. You guys should all still be, modded, all of this good stuff. And I really do hope that it makes for a better image quality for you, better picture quality. That is the big thing. Big thing. Yes, indeed. Bow to young Master and Jetty. He's a good lad. Love that kid. Love that kid. And that's the big thing about it. It's like we're going to try to make this stuff a place where you can come and really sort of see it without God, there were so many things StreamYard would do as it was walking itself through OBS and then walking itself through StreamYard and then having to broadcast it. I just think it was too many steps for what we do here. And what I hope is that, as we always do, and I still love, the streams we do with StreamYard, but I want you guys to be able to get a really clear picture of the process, because we're documenting the making of this book as we all sort of hang out and do what we do here in CG. And I appreciate you guys being here, and I want to make sure that you have the best possible viewing experience of the process. But you know how it goes. We're always trying to do that. We're always trying to push the envelope, and we're always trying to make sure that we're not just paying attention to what we're doing here in CG, but paying attention to some of the breakthroughs that are happening with people who are raising the bar. And I was thinking to myself about how when people are flipping through channels, if they're looking for an art stream or they're looking for anything like this, one of the big things is that if you're flipping and you're looking through for an art stream and the picture quality isn't good or the sound quality isn't good, it's going to affect whether you stop and you check it out. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I want people to come in here and go, wow, this feels like it's a professional show. It feels like I'm really getting a good look at the stream. But, again, a lot of it came out of the fact that I've started channel memberships, and going into next year, as we wrap up this book and all of this cool stuff, I want to be making more content, longer form content for channel members. It's one of my goals, because I really appreciate you guys, but I also want to be able to experiment. And if I want to do a little art lesson or a painting lesson and do some educational stuff in there behind that paywall, I want to try stuff out. I want to be able to experiment, because I think that what we have right now with YouTube is an incredible blessing. Oh, thank you, Snuggy Jr. I'm so glad. Hold on, when I finish this wash, let me put that on screen. Add to broadcast. The picture quality looks great. Thank you for confirming that for me, man. I'm working on it so hard. I want this to be a great channel for you guys. I want it to be something you enjoy. you know, and that's really, really important to me. What's up, Crowfire Studios? How are you doing? It's great to see you here. What's up, chat and people? Oh, nothing much, man. Let me see, add to files. Shanth, are you using Ironforge as your publishing name? No, my publishing name is Shanth and Jetty Art. The Iron Age, hold on a second. Now it's slowing here. Hang on. Now, right as I said that, it slows because I did something. I'm using Iron Age Forge just for this show because, you know, Iron Age, RAZÖRFIST, all that stuff I love. You know, it's like Comicsgate. It's like it's the stuff that I love, and it's the stuff that I'm passionate about. But Shanth and Jetty Art is what I'll always be. I'm a big believer in putting your name on your stuff and your name on the stuff that you do. And that's a big part for me about that stuff. So yeah, it's Shanth and Jetty Art. That is my publishing name since my first 2 art books. Because I also think it makes it easier for people to find out, you know, where you are. But and plus I think that Iron Age is something that, you know, RAZÖRFIST coined the term. You know, for what we're doing here. I love that, and I feel like it's his to use. But as far as a movement or something like that, you know, it's like Silver Age. And so my attitude is, let's just rock. Let's just have a good time, make stuff, and you guys are looking for Shanth and Jetty Art. Here I am. That's what we do here. But yeah, it's a blast, man. It's a total blast. Yes, hail and Merry Christmas indeed. Absolutely. Oh, Crowfire Studios, I'm so glad you... I don't want to keep saying Crowdfire Studios. I swear, I gotta get hooked on phonics. But yes, I am very excited to get Nosfero to you guys. And it's looking great. The story page spread, the double page spread of the story is really cool. It's coming on really, really strong. And so let me see here. Hey, what's up, Legkick1? How are you doing, Legkick1? It is great to see you, my friend. How are you? Let me see here. And let me know, guys, too. I'm seeing some... When I see lag, let me know if you see lag, because I can make adjustments in this thing. You know, it should be all right, but you never know. You never know if it's lagging behind. So, yeah. So, I mean, I've just been cranking on all of this stuff and trying to work things. Stream keeps stalling out. Circle spin of death. Anybody else see it? Just me. That's what I was checking on. Hang on a second. Let me just see here what our settings are. Because I might have it set for... What is up? How are you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Is it Turhiki? Is that it? Turhiki? Is that how I pronounce it? It is great to see you here in the chat. Let me see if I can... Good day, Dean. How are you doing, brother? How are you? So I'm gonna see if I have to do something where I set it on. Right now it's on ultra low latency because the lag was pretty serious before. I thought it was just me. It's not just you. It's not just you. It is one of the things that happens. Like the more stuff we have going on, the more stuff going through the pipe, the more likely that's going to be. But I can set it for a lag too. So right now I think it's set on ultra low latency, and I can sort that out and see where how it goes from there. But it is one of those things, you know. We're getting lag. Yes, okay. I opened it in Chrome and now it's perfectly clear. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, Michael, how are you doing, brother? Are you feeling better? Says Jeremy Burtz. Good stuff. Yeah, let me know because I've got it open in another window too, so I'm watching it. To see how it comes together, and then we'll see how it goes. Leg kick 1. Hail Jeremy Burtz, much better, thanks. I'm glad to hear that, brother. Yeah, we gotta have you guys. We need you guys living. It's an important part of this whole thing. It's an important part of it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And like I said, the pre-recorded stuff is gonna be a dream because that stuff is that stuff is pretty awesome. It's I can do really nice high-res stuff. I can do close-ups. I can do edits and things like that. Yeah, nothing bad can happen to you in UGGS, in Uggs. Oh, in Uggs. I get it. God, I'm so dumb. I'm having one of those days. What's up, Random McGranderson? How are you doing, my friend? It is great to see you. And Michael Bancroft, channel member. Michael Bancroft, it is great to see you, brother. And let me see. Who else? I missed a bunch of people here, didn't I? Hang on. Oh, there we go. PAJ Productions. It is great to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Very cool, man. I can't believe I know what I can do. There'll probably be more lag when I do the next stream, but it'll help with the spinning wheel of death. But I'm so glad to see what the picture quality is doing a lot better than it's been, because it's a frustrating thing, because you're always having to we're very fortunate to have YouTube for starters, so or streaming in general. So I always am appreciative of that and grateful for that. But the big thing for me is getting that balance between all the different features we want, and then what is the ultimate goal of the channel, and what is the goal of what we're doing here. And I've always been trying to create a place that is a zen place that you guys can kind of come into, watch me paint a la Bob Ross, all of that sort of stuff, and where people who are new to CG can sort of, come in here and go, oh, holy cow, like, this is what we do here, we work. Because, art streams, a lot of people, myself included sometimes, don't like to try to spin plates and talk while they do their artwork or paint. And in my case, that's one of the things that from just, it's in my DNA, it's a part of why I was, able to do what I did as a teacher. It's just my strongest point in terms of what I can do for Comicscape. And so I just said to myself, let's do it. Let's figure this out for you guys, because you guys are why I'm here. You guys are why I'm here. Yeah, absolutely, man. Everything's going well on this end, and I hope everything is going well for you guys, man. I mean, that's what we do. We come here while they sleep, we work. While they sleep, we paint. That's what it is. And so this is a shot from the kind of final battle, and there's certain comics that just get into your head when you're a kid. You just love them. And what my comic, like the bedrock of my comic book soul, is Hulk 340. Peter David wrote it, but the main thing was Todd McFarlane drew it. It's my favorite cover of all time in comics. It's the one with the reflection of the Hulk in Wolverine's claws. I love the Gray Hulk, and that's why I have him over my shoulder, the giant statue from Sideshow of McFarlane's Gray Hulk. And that fight scene between Wolverine and Hulk just hit me like a ton of bricks when I was a kid. I just loved that thing. Let me see if I can alter that just a little bit. There we go. And so that's what I think of when these guys are charging at each other when I see this. What is up, the Art and Times of Jay Ryan? How are you doing, my friend? It is great to see you. And yes, guys, please do check out all of those links. And hopefully I've been able to say hello to every channel member here we've got. We've got Michael Bancroft. Welcome, Michael Bancroft. We have got General Piggy was in here, Jeremy Burtz, and it's so great to see all of you guys. If I miss a channel member, let me know. If somebody falls down, pick them up. That's what we do here. That is the name of the game. And so, yeah, I mean, when I saw that comic, I just love it. Paint so dilute, it's transparent. It always makes me worry about adhesion to the canvas. Well, here's the cool thing about this. There can be adhesion issues in the sense of if you're doing it, how do I word this? If you're doing it a certain way, not so much when it's acrylic on acrylic in the way I use it, because I don't dilute it so much. But the other cool thing is, this isn't canvas. It's got a canvas-like texture, but it's a canvas-textured paper. So it's like, it's a crescent board. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's crescent illustration board with a canvas texture. So you don't have to worry about that as much, because it's as likely to unbond from the paper as ink is. Like, it's on here when it's on here. It's great. And it's very cool. And I also want to point out, oh, shoot, I should have played that trailer. But the Second Chance campaign for the Lucent is live, guys. So do go check it out. If you're like me and you need a reader copy of that, do go and back that, because I've got one copy of the Lucent and I handle it with kid gloves, because I was just so dumb I didn't think to order two, because it was just one of those things. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I can't fix what's wrong with me. But I didn't get two copies of it, and I really wish I had. So I'm incredibly grateful, that there's another campaign going, because I want to pick that thing up, because I'm into it, man. I'm into Bancroft. That's the way it is. I wish I knew how to quit him. Let's see what we got going on. What is up, awesome one? How are you doing? Yes, Bancroft, our Aussie Santa Claus. Amen. He makes his rounds around the world, man. That's right. That's right. That's a picture of brotherhood in emoji form. Never forget it. Never forget it, folks. So yeah, I mean, that for me is what it's all about, man. It's about just, I love watching Michael work. I love watching him draw, and I love watching, us do what we do and talk about things that we're passionate about. What is up, Slipstick? How are you doing? It is great to see you, my friend. Let's see here. Might be able to use YouTube's choice of resource allocation for your stream too, Shanth. Don't assume... Soul Onus, want to be sure you see this. Yes, gotcha. Yeah. Absolutely. I think I know what you're saying, but I'm confused. You're going to need to give me even more information on that one. Let me see here. All right, cool. Got that. I spent all morning ordering puzzles for CGers. Oh, that is awesome, brother. So good. Let me see what I've got here. Oh, man, my headphones are feeling the pain right now. Let's see how that goes. Who knows? Could be dodgy. Let me see here. Where have I got this? I don't know if this thing is... Has this thing got any charge in it? All right. Well, I'll sort it out in a second. If it dies, it dies. It's not like I'm talking to somebody and there's a lot of audio playing in the background. It's just me. So it shouldn't be a problem. Let me see here. Haven't seen you in a while to Slipstick. And let me see here. I had a wrench. I post a link to the Lucent right now. Training workshop, promise. Yeah, let me see here. That might be possible for me to figure out in this new setup, but if everything goes pear-shaped, I'm blaming you. Let me see here. Crumbs. Where is that? Shoot. Let's see here. Tell me if I did something that worked. How's that sound? Yeah, it's oh Lord. I'm doing my best with this stuff. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll behave itself. Blame it on the rain. Oh yeah. You know, you can blame it on the rain because the rain don't care and the rain don't mind. What are all the lyrics to that? There we go. I'll get that a little bit more centered. And you guys can see I've got the piece I've been messing around with for Camel Moon while I work on Nosfero. And we just go, man. We just go. We're trying to grow whatever this crazy thing is. And when I was looking at the Townsend's channel this week, because I needed some inspiration. I think sometimes it's really important to look at people who are doing work outside of your field, but that is somewhat compatible with it too. And they do a lot of streams on making things and showing things like woodworking, blacksmithing, how muzzle loaders and things like that work, and things from the 18th century, and pottery and stuff like that. And I thought, and also, frankly, looking at Bob Ross's stuff, because I've always been a big Bob Ross fan. And it's just like, I'm just like, what do I do? How do I get that to be stronger? And I just was, I just got a little bit frustrated with what I was doing in terms of the quality, because people really who tune into these streams, they like it to be just a fun, smooth process. And it's like trying to look through, glasses when they're dirty. And I don't want that to be the case when people tune in. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, man. Random, you don't even know. I would love to learn how to do stuff like that if I had time, man. It's like, I've got, like, right now, my big thing is learning the violin. And that's my only extracurricular I'm allowed outside of doing stuff for Comicsgate creators. And that's why, and I've added some trailers to the start of the show. I added Camel Moon's trailer. I added Shane Davis, who's in the last 8 days on Inglorious Rex, guys. So let's get the word out. I'm very grateful to Shane for all he's done for my family this Christmas. And God bless him. God bless that man. Oh my Lord. He's so fun. Shanth is comparing himself to EFAP Lord Mauler. Oh my God, I don't think I'm that smart. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see here. Yes, Zaid Comics CG Vacation. There it is, guys. I have the book over there. It's fantastic. Yeah, Bob Ross is absolutely underrated. But you know what's funny? He's not underrated by the people. I think he's no. I can actually do. There's not going to be any guests on these when I do an Ecamm stream, but I can still do guest streams. And that's really what it's about for me, because well, okay, so a friend of mine, Michael, I don't know if you know who he is. said to me that they don't like to come on my streams as a guest because they prefer for me to stream solo, and I took their advice to heart. But let me know. It's like, yeah, Shanthrakata Lost Style stream incoming. I don't think I have those legal smarts, although I will tell you this. He's got some of the most sage advice on having a YouTube channel and all of that stuff that you'll ever find. And I was talking with my wife about that the other day, that I really admire, that he's, the way that he articulates things, his views on rights and free speech and all of that stuff. And I really just appreciate, that he lends his wisdom out there. He's a good dude. He's a good egg. And also, he's a total nerd, too, as well, which I respect, man. I respect the nerd. And I respect the grift, as he says. What is it he always says? He goes, shoot, it's not I respect the grift. I forget what it is. I forget exactly what it is. Hang on a second. Let me check something right quick here. Okay, good. So one of these is still working, supposedly. So now I'm just going to have to figure out which one that is and try to charge it. So we'll see. What is the best way to do this? Hold on one second here. Hey, babe. Can you do me a favor? Can you plug this into a... my computer is out of them. Can you plug my headphone charger into a USB for me? Got it right here. It needs to go. It can plug into anything that we got a box for. But it's dead as a doornail. Thanks. Yeah, there we go. Boots and Heels, guys. Yes, indeed. Check it out. And there is, of course, bookmarks versus stickers. I have got a piece in there. Please go and back it. Yeah, rackets for the win, indeed. Yeah, he's a good dude. Although I will tell you this, that could never be my secret ingredient. Don't want no watered down in jetties, says Michael Bancroft. Well, I do drink a lot of water, so you never know. It could be watered down in jetty before too long. But you know what I mean? It's you make compromises with the software you use, and you because they're all good at different things, and there's not really, for me anyway, a setup that is user friendly that does all the things I want. And so I think that Ecamm for these types of streams, for the art streams, is the way to go. And that way, when I do it, people know what they're getting. They know what they're going to be seeing, and they know what the quality is going to be. And I think that it just helps me to be more consistent, because I still intend to do. I want to set up a schedule, and I know people have been talking about this for a while, but I really want to, now that I'm kind of a little bit more, settled with what I've been doing. I want to set up a schedule of when I'm going to do certain shows, because I'm going to be having Jeremy, the creator of BECKONED, on at some point and soon. And he just got his painting today in the mail, which I'm very happy. It just came through. I packed the hell out of that. And so I cannot wait to have him on here just to talk about his book and promote it. So all that stuff's still going to happen. I just got to make sure that my painting streams don't look bad, and that's a big part of it. Let's see here. Bob Ross picked up where Da Vinci, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo left off when they died. Italy? That's right. Was he in Italy? I don't know. Mighty Geek Studios is cracking up. Well, Shanth, if you don't like it, go build your own and just have Elon buy it for you. Yeah, listen, I'm all for that. Elon can buy whatever he needs to buy for me. Elon, if you're out there, that's what's up. Schedule. Yes, a schedule. That's right. I can't say it in the proper English. That's the problem. But yeah, I do. I want to get a better handle on those kinds of things, and I think a lot of it has to do with when I'm in the mood to paint, or when I'm in the zone to paint. It doesn't always it doesn't always coincide with the best work schedule. It was funny because I was talking to some people who just reached out to me to say, hey, what's up? I found out that someone in CG who I've known for a bit, but like just off and on. Him and I had a similar mentor, and so he sent me a message, and he was like. Hey, what are your hours? What hours do you keep? And I said, you can call me now if you want. It's only 4:40 in the morning. And he laughed and gave me a shout, and we talked for a couple hours. It was really funny. But that's just, you guys know how it is. It's like I'm looking at software. I was looking at this stuff all night and trying to figure out, like, okay, how do I make this a little bit stronger here? How do I improve, what people see when I'm streaming? And it's just going to be something that's interesting. I absolutely cannot wait for Beckoned. It's going to be awesome, guys. Back away. Is that thing to 100 backers yet? Can we get that to 100 backers? I really want to see that happen. Phthalo or ultramarine. This is manganese. So this is really it's this really cool kind of blue green. It's almost like a deep cyan color, if that makes sense. Because they're hurting for subs, Townsend's. Listen, they just crossed 2 million. When people talk about, the road to success, the path to success, and they have a great stream where he talks about, Happy Little Demons is right, Snuggie. They talk about that whole idea to where it's easy to get, lost looking around and trying to pay too much attention to what other people doing. It really is about the grind, and it is about the learning process that you have. The more you do this stuff, the better you're going to get at it. The more you're going to learn. And 60 FPS, 1080 camera, 1 GP upload internet producer off to the side, managing guests and audio contract from Spotify for exclusive rights. Well, holy cow, man. You guys know a lot about tech. You guys are blowing my mind here. Wow. So let me see what software you were saying. I'm just trying to see if I can find it. Italy. Okay, let me see here. All right, John, what was the verdict for promo? We promo all Comicsgate books here. Absolutely. Yeah. Promo away. As long as the color isn't Lucent, you'll be fine. Is there a problem with the color? Is there a problem with the color? 91 backers for Beckons. We're 9 away. We're 9 away. Sumo Thori, it is great to see you, my friend. How are you doing? I want to make sure, because I got to look in YouTube to see who the channel members are, just to make sure I've got you guys all covered. Okay, cool. It is great to see you, Sumo Thori. It is a seriously heavy blue. It is a seriously heavy blue. And that's the thing about it for me, which is I used for the longest time this Liquitex acrylic color called Brilliant Blue Hue. And Brilliant Blue Hue is unbelievably good. It is really, really good. And I look at that stuff. Wait, Bancroft is pulling a Rob joke? One Rob needs is... Oh, God. It's brutal up in here. It's brutal up in here. But yeah, it's one of those things to where everybody has their colors that are their default colors. And for me, my default colors are dark, deep blue, and this kind of dark, rich blue, and then I love orange, a nice cad orange. And so I'm always looking to see if I can bring that into what I'm doing. Let me see if I can get this to work. There we go. There we go. See, I just slipped into Bob Ross, guys. This is what happens when you paint. Whenever I was doing demos for my students, one of the things that they kept saying was they go, "You just went into a Bob Ross whisper." I go, "Yeah, that's what we do when we're painting, man. That's what we do." What are you going to do? Yeah, absolutely. Let's try to get that. John, didn't Townsend's just hit 2 million subs? Yes, they did. They hit 2 million subs and a wonderful, wonderful thing. Uh-oh. Do we have a new channel member? Sumo Thori is a brand new channel member. Welcome to channel membership. Let's see if this still works. Oh, do not use 60 FPS frame rate. It's excessive. Is that what I'm using right now? I worry I am. I should give a prize to the first 2,000 people. So here you go, man. New channel member. Thank you so much. And let's get a cheerleader coming your way. Hail and welcome, channel member. We are back in business. It is such a fun thing for me to be doing this kind of stuff and creating that. And I think that I go back and I'm kind of I'm a bit of I kind of hold myself to what I do with other people's channels. And one of the biggest things I do is I will go back and watch old videos and say, oh wow, this quality is great, and I want to watch how they were doing this particular, technical thing. And then I just go, okay, well, if people are doing that with me, I need to go back to all of my past videos, and I need to go and I need to try to, make the best, content that I can. And when I was going back, I went, wow, I can see where I upgraded my Wi-Fi to a hard, or not my Wi-Fi, sorry, my internet to a hard line, and the quality improved. I can see this, I can see that. But as far as the software goes, I just was like, StreamYard was not getting it done for the art streams. And so I'm, like I said, I'm really, really happy that it's like, that to have this set back up. And it took me a while. I was using this almost exclusively for a long, long time. And the weirdest thing about it was that as I was using it, and as I was trying to sort out what it was very easy. I got very used to it. And then I got into StreamYard, and it's like I almost forgot all of the things that this software does, the things it doesn't do. One of the things that it allows me to do is, when people have longer trailers in higher quality, I sometimes have to reduce the quality of the trailers to get StreamYard to be able to allow them to be in there without doing a screen share. This doesn't have that problem because I'm not uploading it onto StreamYard. I'm broadcasting it from here. What is up, Maromi? How are you doing? Was gifted a membership by Sumo Thor. Sumo Thori, is that what you did? Oh my gosh. Sumo Thori, you gifted 5 memberships? Holy cow. Oh, Sumo Thori, you beast. That is amazing. I didn't see that come up on screen. That is awesome. How does that work? John, why can't you get these free memberships? Shantu watching your own stream while uploading could cause... Yes, I know. It's bad. Is it stalling like crazy? Let me know. I can close that out. I just want to be able to see, not miss things like that. So that's crazy. I feel like I need a team of people here. Sumo Thori, you legend. You absolute legend gifting memberships. So let me do this. I'm going to play one more cheerleader here because you need another cheerleader.
Charge!
There we go. I still have to do the switchback by hand. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. You amazing, amazing, amazing people. So great. So great to see you there. You need to have the YouTube chat open to catch gifts and member chats. You're right. That's exactly what it is, Michael. That's exactly. Sumo Thori, thank you so much. That is unbelievably cool of you. I appreciate that because and that is tremendous. Not that it wasn't there before, but that's even more inspiration for me to be doing some special content, for the channel members because I see it as such a blessing to be able to have, all those different things on one platform. And I know that, platforms are what they are. You never know. And I've got my stuff backed up on Rumble. I've got my stuff backed up on Odyssey and all of that. But I do, for me, everything I do, the motivation is for you guys to not have to think too much about that and to try to give you the best stuff and the best experience possible. And it's something that I know Bancroft and I have in common. I've watched, him and his way of doing everything that he does with his publishing. And our attitude is, how can we get the most eyes on it, and how can we give people the best experience possible? And so for me, that's everything. That's everything about this process. I love how this character is going to be so freaking creepy. I mean, it's a really fun thing. Let me see if I can get that. And what angle works the best? Oh, let me just move the camera. I forgot what year it was. I forgot we have the technology, and that's the fun thing. Yeah, shoes are for platforms. Agreed. Yes, indeed. Lots of love going around in the stream here. I love seeing it, guys. I love seeing it. God, we're 1 like away from 30. Holy cow. So here's some interesting stuff here. Interesting news. So they finally released RAZÖRFIST's video of or audio book of his latest book, Death Mask. It is good. It is really good. And it's so crazy. it's a really good. It's 1999, and that's how we're gonna party. It's really it totally pushes it, brings it more into the fantasy realm, but in a way that's very true to this sort of Iron Age pulp feel that he's going for. And I just really was struck by how much he expanded things from the first book, and I love the first book. I really did. I was actually a little worried about the second book, that I wasn't going to like it as much. I was like, because I'm not worried in a way like I was up all night about it or anything like that, but I was just thinking, gosh, when you really enjoy a book, it's you want to like the sequel, and you're thinking, oh man, I hope I enjoy it. And I've got so many ideas for fun paintings to do in my downtime, which is, my downtime is basically where I reset and refocus when I'm working. I'm enjoying, the Supernatural. Oh, I'm so glad to hear you say that, Mighty Geek Studios. Yeah, it's Supernatural Adventure. You've hit it, man. I always used to say Nosfero, the Supernatural Hero, was my tag for him. And it's just great. Hey, what's up, Brian Kriskow? How are you doing? It's great to see you, my friend. Awesome. Yeah, you guys, it's great to see all you folks in here for a crazy random painting stream. I didn't even get to, because I'm still, I know how to set up a, stream, schedule a stream, but it's crazy. I was like, just try to get that camera test underway, and that way I can kind of deal with some of the kind of pitfalls of it, and see if I can get it to work. So there's always that battle between, the latency of the stream and the picture quality, and then how you put it together. But I'm just really glad to be able to record videos to post and things like that, like pre-recorded videos in high quality on my hard drive. That's the thing I'm was most concerned about, because it's easy enough to upload them and back them up after the fact, but the quality, I just do not like what broadcast recording quality is, because that way I don't even have to fool with any of that stuff. Let me see. Let me adjust my glasses here. Let's see. Add to broadcast. Brian Kriskow, speaking of Pulp, Mike Murphy's Long Shadow will be closing soon. Go and check that out, guys. We have got Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. It is great to see you here in the chat, my friend. How are you doing? And let us see. Where is all this here? There was a thing that came up. Next time you could be a lucky recipient of, I just hit allow gifts on this channel. Choose whether others can give Jonathan J. Art members 1 month publicly announced on this channel. I think I did. Did I just do that? Sumo Thori gifted things, but I don't know if I pushed a button to make them work. So, Sumo, if you're in the house, do let me know, because I'm old and confused. I think I did it, but I don't know. So, oh my god, guys. Seriously. It's, I think I gifted it. Did those go through? Like let me just see here. Was it Sumo Thori or is it? Yeah, Sumo Thori. Did your gift memberships go through? Let me know. It just said, you can allow gifts on this channel. And I went, do I have to push a button? I don't know. Oh dear. Yeah. What are you going to do? But yeah, I will tell you this, guys. Getting this, getting to show you guys this with this level of quality is putting a big smile on my face. You can be sure that there are going to be more streams, and more fun to be had as we do all of this stuff. It is incredibly fun to put this stuff together for you and to make content and shows that you're going to enjoy. And I just love looking at people who are, doing traditional media and doing that kind of stuff. And I'm talking about things like blacksmithing, but not failing on the showing it well to the audience, because it's all fine and good to be able to do something in traditional media, but if you can't show it in a way to where it's interesting and exciting for people to watch, then what's the point of it? We kind of have a responsibility to learn technology in this space now. And I used to say, when students would ask me about traditional and digital media, I go, if someone ever asks you if you do traditional or digital media, you should always respond with yes. You should always say yes. I do both traditional and digital media. And so I want to make sure that I'm learning as much as I can, while still making the most out of, my current skills, obviously, that I use to do this book. So that's what our goal is, man. That's what we're trying to do. And we're getting there. We're getting there. We're going to keep chugging along. Oh, hold on a second. It just skipped on me. All the gifts went through. Awesome. I'm so glad. I was really worried about that. Yeah, if you're not having fun doing this, you're being unprofessional. I guess I'm being unprofessional. I don't know. It's no, I'm kidding. I'm always having a blast. Let's see. Hey, Brian Kurski, what's up, buddy? Green Laser, Norin Rad, Turbo Warlock. Oh my gosh, look at all this wonderful, wonderful stuff, guys. You guys are great. I love seeing this stuff. I don't know how all of this stuff works, but God bless you. Sumo Thori, God bless you. Everybody, lots of thanks in the chat for Sumo Thori. I love seeing this. Gosh, let's have a good time, man. There was this guy who's a fiction writer, and his last name is Heumann, I think. And his channel, I think, is called Superhuman or something like that. And he's a writer. He's a fiction writer, and he likes to customize his toys with paints and nerd out. And he said something I love. Lloyd Burton, what is up? How are you doing? It is great to see you. Oh, you're going to love this. This is the fight scene. We're getting into that final fight scene. How are you doing, brother? And the thing about it for me is that when I'm doing this kind of stuff, it's I was watching him talk, and he goes, I like painting action figures, and I just said, you know what, I'm going to have a YouTube channel. I want to do something I really enjoy. He's like, I think he said he had 6 kids, and that was his passion. He writes, and he goes, and I'm not great at it, but I just want to share my hobby and my passion for it. And I said, you know what, dude, I like where your head's at, man. All the passion is always appreciated. Hail, Julie Pascal, how are you doing? In the checkout line at Walmart, I love all of you more than I love Walmart. Let me tell you something. Pick up some of that great Walmart pie for Ethan, Julie. And it's great to see you, Julie. Hail to you. But I love that kind of stuff, man. I love that kind of stuff. It's because you guys know I look at a lot of really awesome... and yes, Merry Christmas, Julie Pascal, and Happy New Year. I'm sure, hopefully I'll see you guys before then, but if I don't, I want to make sure I'm saying it. But yeah, I look at a lot of those... I'm obviously a huge H.P. Lovecraft fan, and the thing for me about it is I love the artists like Simon Lee. He goes by Spider Zero on Instagram. One of the finest creature design artists. He worked on Pacific Rim. He worked on the Transformers movies. He's a concept sculptor in traditional clay, and he busts that stuff out like it just goes. It's just done, and you cannot believe this guy's skill. He does these exercises of 3-minute skulls that he does that are this large in clay, and he just bangs them out. It's incredible. It's incredible. Let's see here. Prayers for the patients. Merry Christmas indeed. Oh man, thank you, Lloyd Burton. It's legit. It's how I feel, man. I'm always just so excited to do this stuff, man. I talk to people a lot, and people, I should say this. When people talk to me and they ask me questions about this, I go, for me, it's an enthusiasm that just comes out of, just a deep feeling of being fortunate. A deep feeling of being fortunate and being passionate about the things that I believe in and the things that I do. Like, I spent this afternoon, I always feel like I learned something new whenever I'm following and watching videos by smart people. And RAZÖRFIST channel member, Admiral Wackass, it is great to see you, my friend. How are you doing? I was watching RAZÖRFIST talk about Steve Ditko's comic books and his influence by Ayn Rand. And I'm a big Ditko fan. I mean, I remember getting those... the Marvel Masterworks back in the day when they released those the soft covers of those with the kind of matte finish black cover with the inset original cover of Amazing Fantasy, and getting the Ditko Spider-Man, which I love. And I was like, how did I not know of that? And so it was just a great deep dive into something that you'd think I'd know, and I just didn't realize. And it was watching that Comicsgate is Comics Great clip, where RAZÖRFIST is talking with Ethan, John Malin, Anna, and Kelsey about... Or was it Kelsey who was in it? No, it wasn't Kelsey. It was Cecil, about what he loved about that. And RAZÖRFIST is the man, He's a comic historian. Excellent, man. Great, really productive day. I love hearing it, man. And I want to give a shout-out to a friend of ours that none of you guys know, but he knows who he is. We were having a little bit of an issue with an electrical outlet, and he knows how to do electrical work and all that stuff. And he's a sweet guy, and he came over here, the drop of the hat to help us out with that. So, we didn't have to we didn't have to worry about an extra expense right before the holidays. And so shout out to him, man. We got some really good people here, man. We got some really good people. And that's the thing I love about it. You know, we're very lucky. Art and Times of Jay Ryan, it is always great to see you in here, brother. Always great. And, you know, I just want people to you know, I know I spend a lot of time thinking about how grateful I am for this stuff. But when RAZÖRFIST, he's a really great pulp evangelist. And he goes out there and he says to people, you know, go check out Solomon Kane. Like, go do it, for heaven's sake. Check out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Check out all this stuff. And I live for that stuff. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Yeah. Wait, does your plumber know an elect chicken? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. I feel like he just summoned B-Rose in here, man. I think that's what's going to happen. We do love that kind of stuff. We do love chicken in this household. I respect chicken. I respect chicken fried steak, man. I respect all of it, man. I respect all of it. So let me see here. So what I'm going to do here color-wise is on the other side of this is I'm going to hit this with green and get that contrast on there and see if I can make this work. Here we go. Hey, what's up, Tari? How are you doing? It's good to see you, man. There we are. Welcome, welcome. Well, who else do we have here? Man, we got all these people here. You wild and crazy people. Let me see. All right, just trying to keep up with the chat as best as possible. I'm learning. But I'm doing well. Doing very well. How are you guys all doing? And we have got Cranberry Langers, channel member Cranberry Langers, I believe. And it is great to see you here, my friend. It is great to see you. We got a bunch of channel members in here. Thank you guys for your support. I really do appreciate it. Howdy ho. How fare you, fellow Shant and fellettes? Yeah, we're doing good, my friend. We're doing really good. And it's great to see you. But I'm going to take this vivid lime green color that I use. Mix it in with a little bit of white here. Let me grab some yellow, cadmium yellow light, and I'm going to show you one of the ways I like to handle color on these panels. You know, and let me see here. Tario doing well. DB needs to be moved to something more manageable for me. At a moment finding your entry. How are you? There you go. But yeah, it's a fun thing to kind of, you know, just play around with the color. And one of the things that people, you know, always respond to when they see work that's painted in color is, you know, those kind of bold color moves. And I'm a big fan of Basil Gogos and his famous Monster magazine covers. And the thing that's interesting to me is that you just realize at a certain point that you just have to go for it. And you have to go for it, and you have to not, you know, worry about, like, how, you know, whether or not you should or shouldn't do it. Try it, and then you can mess with it if you don't like how it comes out. And so I'll just go in sometimes and just go and say, what's the craziest color I can do right now? You know, what's the craziest thing I can do, and see how it comes together. And that's what it's about. It's about that kind of bravery test, as Bob Ross used to say. We got a bravery test coming here. We got a bravery test. And just see what we can come up with. There we go. And then we see how we can get this stuff. Did I just get a text? Oh, good. My buddy was just letting me know. Okay, cool. My buddy's wife just had knee surgery today, and he was just letting me know she's doing all right, which is great to hear. Great to hear. So, bless her. I hope her recovery is good. But yeah, man, it's like, you know, it's a cool thing, right? You know, you get around the holidays and you start, I mean, at least for me anyway, I'm always starting to think about, like, all the stuff I'm grateful for and all the people and all the things in my life. And it's good to have people who, you know, you can check in with and check in on you and see how you're doing. And I think it's probably one of the things I enjoy, you know, most about, you know, Comicsgate, about, you know, the people in our space, as Eric July refers to it, or Iron Age creators, as RAZÖRFIST refers to it. For me, you know, it's what I love about this whole the Shanth and Jetty art thing. It's what I love about the Townsends, who I'm going to be honest with you, the Townsends have no idea who any of the people I listed are probably, but that's not the point. We're all just creating our own stuff, and their pitch for what they do, which I've always loved. Is Jay Lee in the house? Let me see. James Lee, where are you, brother? It's great to see you. Evening to you, my friend. The thing I really love about it is that he was talking about something that I loved. Like, he had one of the best pitches I ever heard. He goes, what we want to do on Townsend's is we want to create a grassroots history channel. And I went, that is the coolest pitch I've ever heard. You know, Shanth, is your buddy's name Michael by chance? No, it's not that Michael. But I do have many Michaels in my life. This one is Nick. This is my buddy Nick. He's a good dude. He's not in CG, he's not on YouTube, but he's a terrific dude. Yes, sign up for the special cover offer, absolutely. Shanth has mastered Kung Fu, and I'm using the ancient meaning of the term, which refers to the focus and commitment. Oh my gosh, focus and commitment to one's craft. Thank you, Mighty Geek Studios. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot, man. And I love watching people work and put things together. I love watching people talk. I remember that when I was watching Nick Rekieta's channel for the first time, and he was talking about law, and it really inspired me to get this. I called my brother-in-law, who's a lawyer, and I asked him about, like, what's a good book, and he got me this. I guess it's called, like, Law 101 or something, but it's like a really basic introduction to the legal system. And it's the same thing with me reading the Constitution. It's like the same stuff. You know, I love all of that stuff. That stuff's exciting, you know. Oh, hold on a second. Hey, babe. Yeah. Can you bring me that thing, even however charged it is? Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, that's the thing that you know, is exciting to me about what we're doing here, you know, is just kind of playing around with what is possible, what is potential. And I think there's a natural teaching. I think people who are on YouTube, people who are on these channels, there's a natural inclination they have to learning about things and hearing about things, and it's really, really cool. I don't know if you're asking me this. Have you ever checked out at Post 10? I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. Artist question. Is color theory the same as color mixing? Color theory is basically just how John bow to Mrs. Zingetti and hello. Yes, indeed. I will pass that along to her. Absolutely. Color theory is the understanding of how color works. Yes, absolutely. And so color theory is the great thing about color theory is it's really just our technological breakdown and understanding of what effects colors have on the eye. So, for example, the human eye can only see... Thank you, sir. My son just brought me my headphone charger. The human eye can see only 3 colors, and you know them. I'll put that back in. The only colors it can see are red, green, and blue. RGB. Those are the colors in light. Isaac Newton figured that out. And by shooting white light through a prism and then shooting it again through a prism, and then that's how we got to our understanding of the colors that we can see. And that does not necessarily the primary colors in terms of how we think about them in pigment, but those are them in light. And so because we can only see those few colors, the thing that effect that has on us is that our evolutionary interpretation of color is set to our environment, and you can affect the human eye by playing to what you know about it. And so color theory is how we put things together. Colors that are harmonious and colors that are not harmonious to drive the emphasis of the eye. And so that's really what the sweet science of all of this stuff. Let me see here. Add to broadcast. Post 10 is a channel where a guy cleans out drainage ditches and bridges for fun and profit. Oh my gosh, I'd probably be into that. I love stuff like that. I like anything like that. Let me see here. Oh, I watched Scott Adams at Post 10. I got you. I see it. Cool. Very cool, man. Tell Mrs. Zingetti we said Merry Christmas. I will. Mrs. Zingetti, the chat says Merry Christmas. She says Merry Christmas back. A little bit embarrassed. It's one of those things. Oh my gosh. And Lloyd Burton got himself a channel membership. Lloyd Burton, welcome to the channel, my friend. It is great to see. And as all of you guys become channel members, and let me know in the chat. And I got to make sure that I play some cheerleader welcome music for you. Charge! There you go. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, I know. I don't know. Ladies. She's a lady. Merry Christmas indeed, guys. Merry Christmas indeed. So yeah, I mean, for me, the color was terrifying to me when I first started making art. I was a little bit worried that because I liked to do things in black and white, and I always thought, oh great, I'll add paint to this, and then it's going to make it a complete disaster area. Like I would just get out my crayons and ruin awful, take pencil drawings and make them awful as I destroyed them, and so I was really frightened of it. It's sort of like swimming. Painting and color are like swimming. If you have a bad experience at it, it's worse than having no experience. And the more bad experiences you have with painting and with color, the more you're going to be nervous when you use it. And so for me, I was very nervous when I was using color, very nervous. And I thought, okay, well, how do I go about this? Like, how do I do it? And it really was using basic color theory. And here's what I would say to anybody who is wanting to learn how to paint and wanting to learn how to use color. Pick 2 complementary colors, orange and blue, yellow, purple, or green and red. And I would actually start with orange and blue because they're middle tones. And then only use black and white, orange and blue, and do a painting. It doesn't matter what color the subject is, but just use those 2 colors. And you will see that you will get a painting that is harmonious, provided that you allow those colors to be pure in some areas and be mixed in others. And those are the kinds of things I'm thinking about doing in the channel membership area. That's really a big thing, And yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah, that's amen. It is. It's very similar to a lot of things. Yeah, anxiety. I mean, swimming is the one that you hear. I don't know if any of you guys learned how to swim later in life or know somebody who has, but it really is a tough thing to overcome that seems so simple if you've been doing it from the time you were little. Painting is like that. I didn't paint when I was a kid. I didn't know anybody who did paintings. And so to me, it was like this magic power that some people had. And I just thought, some people have this, other people don't. My brain doesn't work that way, and it can't be learned. And it really can be learned. I learned how to paint in my mid-20s, I think, is when I really started to learn. And until then, I was just pretty much a black and white artist. And so, yeah, it can be learned. It's not like enlightenment, and the Buddha saying, this can't be taught. It's not like that. It's like anything, it's like, and it's like any skill that you gain over time. I mean, you guys know this. There's something really enjoyable about picking up a new skill. Just like it's the same thing, and this was something I was thinking about the other night too, which is I do a lot of thinking sometimes at night. You wouldn't believe it, but I do. It was I was thinking about how fortunate I feel to make new friends, and how you never know when you're going to make a new friend. And I feel like I've made a bunch this year, and in the last couple of years, I made a big change to move out of a space that I had been in forever, and it just didn't feel like it was the right space anymore for me, which was teaching. And I had no idea about what this other place was going to be, not a clue. And as I've kind of, took that leap of faith, I had no idea if things were going to work. I had no idea what was going to be there. And here we are, here we are doing the things that we're passionate about. Here we are, doing the things that matter. And you find your kindred spirits. You find, again, as C.S. Lewis thought of it, as, you find your inklings. You find, those folks who understand and are passionate about the things that you are. And they're always something that's specific, but it's amazing how many of those things we have in common. A lot of things that we specifically like, and the things that we don't know that someone else knows enrich the conversation. They enrich the entire experience. And that's just how I operate. Let me see here. In other words, Chance just didn't have quite enough Michaels in his life. Yeah, that's right. I look at certain films for color ideas. I do too. Love movies. Anything Wes Anderson, John Wick, Blade Runner, etc. Learn the 60-30-10 rule of comic page color harmony. I should look into that. And yeah, that's a good one. Lots of sketchy folks around you. That's right. Yeah, sketching. Yeah, thank God. Right. I've got a lot of people sketching. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. Yes, the book is almost done. Almost is a relative thing, as you know, but it's absolutely. Oh, you did excellent. Learned at about 21 to 23. Wow, amazing swimming. Yeah, man, it is a thing, man, and it seems easy if people have done it like 1,000 times, but it's not. It's like if you're. One of the things I was said to somebody is the big assumption people make about people who really never spent any time in the water is that learning how to stand in water is easy. And it is really a fascinating thing. So yeah, it's so worth learning these new things. Because the worst thing about it is when you're afraid of something, it kind of has power over you. And I think that if you have no interest in making art at all, awesome. Like, that's my job. I'll make art for you. Don't panic. Like, it's like there's things I don't know how to do, and I have people who I hire to do them, and they do a great job. And I'm very grateful for that. But the other thing is, if you do want to have painting in your life, like I want to have, learning how to play the violin in my life, doesn't mean I'm going to make a living of it, or that's not the goal. But I want to be able to, experience making music, or playing music, I should say, on an instrument. I say go and do it, and find a way of learning it that helps you to get past that fear. Because life is too short to be driven by something where the only thing that could happen is that you don't make a painting that everyone thinks is great. But if you need to paint, and painting is something that's important to you, do it. Like, seriously do it, really small equals the font size. There you go. I have a buddy who still can't swim, and it blows my mind people can't. Yeah, if it's something you've done, it's totally true. Sean, I'm not sure if this is adjustable for you or not, but the comments are really small on screen. Let me look and see. Hold on a second. Let me see when they come up. Hang on. Did I just pause that accidentally? Yeah, I'm going to have to adjust that. I don't know how to do that, though, sadly. But let me try and figure that out. I didn't really try that frequently. Okay, I got you. Wow, good on you for not quitting. That's it, man. That is what it is. Yeah, everybody's saying hello. That's right. Yeah, I sank like a rock. Yeah, it's seriously almost drowned. Oof. Oh my God. Well, Cranberry, we're glad you're with us, man. I'm glad you're all right. Yeah, that kind of stuff throws you, man. I mean, that kind of stuff can really leave you, feeling, but you got it done. Oh, it's only when the comments are long. Got it. So yeah, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to figure that out. I'm sure there's something I can learn on how to do that. There's got to be. There's got to be. Let me check and make sure the audio is okay. Everything sound okay to you guys? All right. Let me know if it sounds hinky. Let's see here. And all right, cool. And so yeah, I mean, on this page right here, I think the really big, fun part of it is that kind of how do I word it? When I paint an action scene like this, there's a couple of things that pop into my mind. One of them is the Hulk 340 issue, but the other one is the Spider-Man versus the Lizard Todd McFarlane Torment. And I just remember just all the crazy, the lizard tail and, the fangs and everything. And I thought that is, as a kid, I was like, this is so cool. And so, yeah, it's a blast to get to make comics for you guys that I think are going to be so fun and bring a little bit more beauty into your life. That is if I can make something that brings a little bit of beauty, then I've done my gig. That is the job, And I think that is I forget the exact quote, but there's a quote about that by my favorite author, who is Arthur Conan Doyle. And I think that is it Arthur Conan Doyle who had "I've wrought my simple plan"? Was that his quote? I feel like it was. Love Arthur Conan Doyle. My favorite book of his is The Lost World. It's such a fantastic book. Anybody who has not listened to that audiobook, I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. I'm pretty sure there's a LibriVox recording of that on YouTube. It is absolutely worth a listen. It still makes me laugh at the end, but it's amazing, interesting, harrowing adventure story, and really fun. Let me see here. I don't know what that means. Was est the Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Oof. Oof, brother. Oh, I hope you're on the mend, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. The second campaign is going to be great. Yeah, girls are hinky. What's that? What's up with that? Yeah, I'm doing well. Cranberry Langer's better than yesterday, at least. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you what, guys. There's a lot of illness going around. A lot of people who have been getting under the weather. And I hope all of you guys are making a good recovery. And if you're under the weather, I hope you start feeling better. And if you're recovering, I wish you a speedy recovery, getting more energy. Because you know what? We've got big things to do every single year. We're doing this thing. And I think 2023 is going to be another tipping point year for what we do here. It's going to be another tipping point for our work. And I intend to make the best use I can out of it. You know, I intend to really bring everything I can. And I want to just be doing more artwork and more stuff on this channel, because I just think that this is an incredible opportunity that we have. And I have been really helped a ton by my fellow, YouTubers and the people I've been, working with and I've been streaming with, whether it's, when I'm doing Double Impact with Gabe and Jericho, whether I was on CG Team. Did I just get another text? Sorry, I'm just making sure. Oh, good. When I was doing CG Team with Eric Weathers and Vaughn and the boys and stuff like that. And it's like, we're having so much fun. And it's like when I see Rob Arnold and we're like hanging out on CG Team or on Mike's channel, or I don't know if I've been on Rob's channel in a while, but I've had him on here, I think. And it's a blast. And we learn a lot of stuff from each other. And I will tell you, a lot of the work that I'm doing right now comes from the feedback of my fellow YouTube streamers. They're like, come on, Shoth, we like it when you just sit there and you just paint. I like to be able to see you paint and work. It's not something I ever really would think of on my own, and it's wild. Let's see here. You have John. So something I picked up at work. All of my colleagues are sick as well. Oh man, I'm sorry, brother. Yeah, roller coaster weather will do that accordingly. Be prepared accordingly. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. How is the rest of the Bancroft clan? Yeah, the royalty, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. Victoria and Clark and Mel. We're always wishing the family well. Let me see here. That reeks. Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah, it's like sometimes it's just the yeah. You guys are hilarious. Is the weather Bancroft's nickname? Stop. Oh my gosh. Although I sometimes I think people need to realize that stop means go to the chat. That's the way it is. We have a rare form of dyslexia, a very rare form of dyslexia, and so. For me, in this case, I'm not using so much complementary colors as I'm using analogous colors, I'm using colors that are somewhat similar, but I'm using a bit of a warm green. So I'm mixing yellow into vivid lime green, and just that warm green blue in there gives it this extra little bit of textural and color sensitivity. Excellent, absolutely. Yeah, you got to do it. Get that sun on you, man. Get that sun on you. Like I said, we need you, man. We need you. That is how it works. But yeah, so what I'm looking to do is I want to try to... Here's my big thing for this this week that I'm going to be studying. In addition to RAZÖRFIST's book, Death Mask, and all of that stuff. And all the CG campaigns. Shane's campaign closing out in 8 days. Inglorious Rex 2 is going to be having its closeout stream in 8 days. So everybody check that out. But I'm going to start studying Steve Ditko's Mr. A, because I didn't know that Steve Ditko was a massive Ayn Rand fan, and that Mr. A was almost his philosophical exploration of that. And to me, it's been almost just a massive eye-opener to realize that an artist that I admired so much and who's influenced so much of what I do is also a fan of one of my favorite authors, and that he did an actual work based on it. And I love it, man. And it totally helped me to understand why Steve Ditko fell out of favor, or, when stopped giving interviews at a certain point. Because, I mean, every single comic creator was like the opposite of what they all thought, which is a shame, in the arts, that people can't share, different, artistic, opinions. But I guess that's because the arts have been sort of more taken over by the whole leftist authoritarian stuff. So what can you do? Let me see here. Oh, you see here. Bancroft basks in the sun as Mel mows the lawn. Oh my God. Sumo Scorching from all the way over in... Yeah, exactly. Swish. Yeah, you guys are hilarious. My gosh. But no, I mean, it's a fun thing. I mean, I'm really proud when I look at the stuff that's coming out in CG, and I'm looking at, like, I don't know why, but the Rippaverse with Eric July and that Comic Skaters, Gabe and Eric worked on, and seeing RAZÖRFIST launch on, his new book, his new audio book as well, gets me excited, because it's nice that this stuff is happening beyond our space. It's happening, out there, and words getting... It's happening in the music scene as well, too, come to think of it. But yeah, I want to see this stuff happen everywhere, and I think we all benefit when new ideas, and new thoughts are brought to the table. It's it's the cool thing about not doing this completely solo, even though everybody here gets to speak for themselves and everybody is running their own business. I always reiterate that to people. That's the hardest thing for people to understand about CG, because they want us to be like a union or a corporation. All right, you got to get back to work. Lloyd Burton, it is a pleasure to see you, my friend. Have a wonderful day back at work. I cannot wait to get this book into your hands, and I'm wishing you and the family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope to see you again before then. But if I don't, there you go, my friend. Let's see here. Mr. A is very close to how I view things. I'm a fan of Steve Ditko. I just love the idea of somebody who is such a powerhouse creator putting their philosophy to comics, because usually that kind of thing can be very, very dry. But I want to see Ditko's version, because he's just a visual genius. Do you know what I mean? Oh, and in reference to the music, yes, indeed, Eric July needs to get the next Backwards album out soon. Yeah, no kidding. I watch him talk about that stuff, and I don't think I need this reminder, but in case I ever forget, remind me to never attempt to debate Eric July. I think that probably wouldn't go well, from what I've gathered. Not that I know what we'd be debating about. Holy cow, man, that cracked me up, man. That guy is a riot. He's so passionate, man. That's the thing that's so funny is that every now and again I'll watch Anna bust out some like comic book knowledge, or some Star Trek or Star Wars knowledge, and I'll just go, yo, like, that's a lot. And Eric is the exact same way. When Eric July, like, when someone wants to talk comics with him, you better know what you're talking about. Good luck, Let's see here. Plush, I need in comic Norfolk album. Oh my gosh, dude, that would be cool. Yeah, Eric July, yeah, indeed, with Backwards. Yeah, Steve Ditko doesn't get the credit he's due. I love his character designs. Yeah, I think we can make that happen. That's all about us putting it out there. Eric July needs, I really want, yes, I know what you mean, man. Well, think about it this way, right? The reason why Steve Ditko doesn't get the credit he deserves is the same reason why a lot of, people don't get the credit they deserve. It's because what have been, up to this point, the narrow mechanisms for promoting and talking about the greatness of artwork have been controlled by very few people. And as that opens up, all we have to do is put the word out there. I mean, how many people have not ever heard of his work outside of Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and The Question and like all of these different characters. And I always think that, even though I kind of agree with RAZÖRFIST in terms of the shadow, basically Batman being essentially lifted in almost every fashion from the shadow, I think that the fact that people got to learn who Bill Finger was seems like it was a harder task to overcome than learning who, the true, nature of Steve Ditko and what his big contributions were, what his driving philosophies were. I think we could get that done. I would love to see somebody get because he owns, the Ditko family and Steve Ditko still owns the rights to Mr. A. I'd love to see somebody do a nice publishing format of that, because it's tough to track down. They did one, I think, maybe in 2017 or 2019, I'm not sure, but everything I found, it was really hard to track down. So I'd love to see somebody put that together. That could be really cool. If anybody has got a line on a good version of that, do let me know in the chat. Let me see here. Let me see. Yes. Okay, just making sure I'm keeping up with the chat here. There we go. And let me see here. Okay, I've got that. I've got that. Now let's rotate this around and see how it looks from that angle. And hold it off screen like a genius. Sorry about that, guys. Let me move this here. There we go. And let's take a look and see what we've got here. You guys can sort of see the detail we're working on right in here. Just trying to make sure that we get the detail that you guys are paying for. That's what it comes down to. You know, when I'm working on this stuff, I always think of the audience. It's impossible for me to not think about you guys, you know, reading it and everything that everything that you guys put in with your support. I try to return the investment on that, you know, 100-fold, because I think that, because I just like that way of doing things. Do you know what I mean? I like that way of doing things. I like us to keep things, you know, passionate and energetic and moving forward, because again, life's too short to do things halfway, you know. Life is too short. You want to make sure that, you know, in your artwork and in the people you care about in your life, that you're putting it together and you're making something that is worth the while. There we go. Just get those lines in there. Yeah, Steve Dakota's great. Yeah. Modern take on Mr. A would be cool. Yeah, I would love to see that stuff. I just think that we could get a nice prestige format of that out. Oh man, I would love to see it. Just because the thing about brilliant artists like him, when they come around, even the stuff that people, you know, don't think of as being their classics, you're going to learn something from, because they leave almost like little breadcrumbs to their genius, and there's genius in almost all of the stuff that they do. And Steve Ditko, the fact that there is a project or a property that he owns that is, you know, that the estate owns, I should say, I'm sure, out there, I feel like it would be great to get some more money coming their way and have a big push for us to, you know, put that book out in a way that they would actually see some of it. But I don't know how all that stuff works. I don't know the ins and outs of who owns this stuff and all of that kind of thing. Sean, what are your thoughts on AI art? It's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. Sean, I had an idea for you for an auction to honor the Malin Reedy Fragtober battle. Paint Malin as a wolf holding his drawing and Reedy as a cat holding her drawing. Oh man, I can't get into that. That's just too political and too painful, that battle. But yeah, so what are my thoughts on AI art? Let me speak on that a little bit here. So all art done on the computer is AI art, in a sense that they're the custom brushes, all of the programming that goes into what it does is designed to give you effects and do things that make things easier. I don't see that necessarily as a bad thing. And as far as, I would say that the art of AI art, in my personal opinion, is the programming. I think that programming and art in the same way, when programming and coding is raised to a level of mastery, it is an art form. And I think it's just another tool of visualizing things in a more simple fashion. I don't think that it will... I think that there are issues with, you know, that some people have with you know, how it samples images and everything like that. But I think it really speaks to the fact that my suspicion is that the second that a lot of these art programs became online only and you had to have them hooked up online in order for you to do it, they've probably been gathering information about how the human hand uses Photoshop to create artwork. So everybody who has, you know, created artwork in the digital space on software has been training AI art or AI software to make artwork the way that they do every time they've used it. So to me, that just seemed like something that was going to obviously happen. But I think that just like there are, you know, ways to create things that are less labor intensive or take out the human factor in it to some degree, it doesn't seem to ever really truly remove it. Because think about it this way. How many people go through great lengths and even, you know, professional art forgeries to try to create a work that can pass as a masterpiece and are unable to do it. That is the human factor that's very, very difficult for any of us to ever truly understand. So if AI software wants to attempt to crack that, awesome. Give it a shot. Welcome to the battle. Welcome to hell. I don't think it's going to be any easier. Shanth, what about using AI art as an underlay and then finishing it in person? I will tell you this. If there is a way for anybody to make something aesthetic that brings joy to people, I say go for it. Like, that's just how I view it. It's not to say that, how do I word it? Ever since the introduction of digital technology, of the airbrush, of any of this stuff, the conversation has always been, why are you doing it? And people go, it's just so much easier to use digital. It's just so much easier. Or some people just say, because this is the best way to solve the problem. And I think if your ambition and how you create your artwork is for it to be easier, you can't make an argument against AI art. I do the work I do because it's documenting a mastery of a particular skill set towards writing, towards, creativity, towards painting, and I want to share that particular thing with you. If I was a software creator, I might want to share my AI art program with you, which I still think of as being the artist. The people who've programmed Photoshop and Clip Studio, very much the same. But I'm not motivated by ease, and I don't buy handmade things because they're handmade. Or actually, let me rephrase that. I do buy handmade things sometimes because they're handmade, but something being handmade doesn't guarantee I buy it. And I do buy things that are mass-produced and manufactured, but the fact that they're mass-produced and manufactured isn't why I buy them or don't buy them. Does that make sense? It's always the quality, CG is going to need to start having an annual Best Werewolf contest. Oh, man. Oh, you nominate me. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But yeah, I don't have any issues with it. It doesn't keep me up at night. I've done a little AI art. I prefer physical media. Yeah, that's like me too. Yeah, absolutely. Hail Broken Compass Comics. It's great to see you. Hail Shanth. Hope you are well. I am doing well, my friend. Just painting away and trying to get back onto the Ecamm software platform so I can bring you guys higher resolution streams. And I'm going to get better at it as I do it, but also for channel members, I want to start doing some videos where I show you guys how I do things. And I'm sorry, the quality that I was getting on StreamYard for this particular purpose was not blowing my skirt up, guys. I was like, it's got to be better than this. But I have no issue with, I'll give you a really good example. Let's talk about someone who makes digital artwork, or makes their artwork. Is that what you even say? God, it makes you sound old when you say digital. But Michael creates his artwork digitally, right? Well, I've watched him draw the Eiffel Tower. Would anyone say that using digital artwork has has made it so that drawing and illustrating and creating the Eiffel Tower has become easier for Michael? No. It takes so much craft. It takes so much skill to make something aesthetic. And again, we talked about it. Aesthetic is the visual phenomenon to where when you see something that's visually created, it wakes you up. The opposite of aesthetic is anesthetic, which is something that puts you to sleep, something that numbs you. And it's the awakening process of aesthetics that is something that if a computer could be programmed to give people an aesthetic feeling, that is absolutely great. But the synthetic is never going to replace the practical, and same thing in either direction, vice versa. It's not the same thing. It's like they're both can be really great and useful. And that's what I love about all of this stuff, and it's we have the chance, to just the more things that we have, that are out there that someone knows. How do I put it? There might be somebody out there who has an idea to do something, and technology allows it to happen during a time period where it wouldn't have been able to happen previously, if this makes sense. So I have always looked at Bob Ross, and I always looked at stuff like that and thought, how cool would it be to be able to do a video live stream show or a television show where you painted and put it out there? That was not possible my entire life up until now. Think about that. How amazing that is. What a miracle that is. I will tell you this about your Eiffel Tower, Michael Bancroft. That is bordered on self-loathing. And I'm worried about you. I love you, boss. Take care of yourself, my Aussie koala bear. Don't make me play Michael Boy again. It will happen. AI art is like AI writing, full of plot holes and spelling errors. See, again, we don't need AI for that when you think about it, right? We're still writing scripts like that. Oh my gosh, we've got a super chat from Plush, $5 from Plush. Do you think colorists get less mention compared to writers and pencilers? That is really hard to say. I think it depends on the colorist. So I'll give you a really good example. There's a couple of colorists who I really think about. I think about I think about Gabe, of course, my brother Gabe, and his color work. I think, Kyle Ritter. Love some of this. I know Kyle, Ethan talks about art directing Kyle a lot on the stuff, but I think what Kyle does is incredible. The way he approaches things. We got a lot of great colorists in CG. Michael's colors. Bancroft's color palette is great, and I've loved seeing Michael's color palette on Camel Moon's art. That is a really cool blend. It's like Michael's color palette reminds me of what I love about Kevin Nolan when he colors his own stuff. But who else do I like a lot? Gosh, I was just thinking Dave Stewart, who was a colorist on Hellboy. He was a colorist on some of Jeff Darrow's stuff, I think, the recolors for it, and Shaolin Cowboy. Yeah, he's great. There's some great people. Oh, yeah. Speaking of inkers, Gary Martin is a legend. I love Gary Martin's inks, man. He's a beast. I have always said and maintained that I would not be able to draw a comic without the assistance of CSP, Photoshop, and other programs. I don't think that's true. Yes, Kelsey Shannon, Kenneth Rocafort, master colorists, indeed. Justice for Yanzi Lin, but we've all said that. Justice for Yanzi Lin. That's right. It will be brutal justice, it will be swift justice, and it will be true justice for Yanzi Lin. Needs for born teaching, law enforcement, proper driving skills, redundancy. You're absolutely right. What's up, Moss Background? Yes, time to learn. Yeah, that's right. Well, we hope, right? We hope, Moss. But this is the thing about it too, right? Is that I don't think that I disagree with Michael about the wouldn't be able to draw without Photoshop, and here's why. After teaching for almost 2 decades, Photoshop does not make good artwork. And you know this. It never has. And it's like a very overpowered thing. And I think the biggest thing that keeps people from doing traditional is the fact that you have more connection and more... Oh, what am I saying too? Oh my gosh. Cranberry Lankers for a stocking stuffer. And I just realized there was a super chat from Plush right here. And Plush... I didn't give you a cheerleaders, and I failed to give you cheerleaders. What the hell is wrong with me? So Plush, here you go. Let me make sure this happens.
Charge!
There we go. Hold on. It won't let me do it right away. So now let me get to Cranberry Langers. Super chat right here. Stocking stuffers for the family. Thank you so much, Cranberry Langers. And let me play the cheerleader for you. Oh, my goodness.
Charge!
And let me say this. No one's a better drawer than Rob, man. Rob's the man. I love Rob's drawings, man. I love when he let that cat out of the bag. If Yanzi Lin and Gary Martin were to do a book together, it would be awesome. Oh my gosh, yeah, that would be cool. I'd love to see that. Shanoff brought the cheer, forget the cheerleader, laugh out loud. Yeah, I'm doing my best. Okay, I wouldn't have been able to do it in the same way I'm doing it. Yes, the drawing part is definitely a learned skill. Yes, you're absolutely right, and I would say this too. You're swamped with thoughts of color. I would say a couple of things that you... how do I word this? Do you know why drawing is frustrating for you, Michael? And I could prove this in a stream. I'm not kidding. I could totally prove this. It would take me no time. Overestimate Photoshop and Clip Studio actually do. Lighting, color, artists still has to make those choices. It's because Michael Bancroft is not a drawer. That is why he thinks drawing is harder than digital. Michael is a painter and he doesn't know it. And he's not comfortable with it. And so I think that Michael is a gouache painter. And there's an artist who I know for a fact that Michael could learn, that Michael would understand if I did demos with him. I could show him how to paint in gouache, and it would be amazing. I have no doubt in my mind. I dare you to take me up on that. Dare you. It would take nothing to do, but you're a painter. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. And I know that to be true. It's just what it is, man. Yeah. Add that to the mix, man. Add that to the mix. You know, it's yeah. That's how we do it, man. Yeah. Pendant life. That's right. I mean, I'm telling you, man. It's there's this painter that I always show my students when I was teaching. I'd always show them this guy because he thinks how that some people think, and I think Michael probably thinks like this guy probably more than most people I've seen. Yeah, sounds like a great stream idea. That's right. Yeah, you guys know if you've had me, anyone who's had me as a student knows it to be true. Yeah, it would be a fun stream. This is like that guy telling Ray Kroc that he's not in the restaurant business, he's in the real estate business. Yes, that's exactly right, man. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Yeah, the artist's name, and I'll put it in the chat here, that I will never spell this right for sure. This is gonna be rough, man. But Michael, you can Google him and look him up and look at his work. He's great, man. Painting with Bancroft. Michael needs to dress up like Bob Ross. I'll make it happen. Yeah, we could. I mean, that would be a fun stream because people would not believe it. The stuff I use to teach people how to paint is inexpensive. It's not expensive stuff. And it is, and it's something that people, once they learn it, they can't unsee it. They're like, why was I afraid of this so much? And the reason is exactly because why are people more comfortable with drawing than they are with painting? Back in the day anyway. Well, it's simple. It's because we use the pencil to write, so we're not afraid of it. We use the computer for everything, so people are really comfortable using the computer. And so when they create art on the computer, it's not terrifying to them. For some reason, and they feel like unlimited undos are possible on the computer, and they're not possible with painting, which is really funny considering that you do have unlimited undos on the computer, and you do have unlimited undos in oil painting. It's just a question of how precious you are about it, and people I think are comfortable in digital because they're not precious about it. And they're precious with paint in a way to where they feel like, one, they have to wear a beret in order to do it, and two, that they're going to freak out, you know? If you don't, do me a favor, man, look up his stuff, Michael, and tell me if you like it or not. Look at his concept art in particular, because I'm going to tell you this right now. And he does, by the way, he does digital and traditional work, to be clear, and he's great at both. I'm convinced you'll love it. Been working on a larger painting. Would love to get your thoughts on it sometime. I'm sure. Hey, listen, that'll happen. We'll get it done. Yeah, computer freaks me out more. Yeah, plus pencils come with erasers. That's true. And paint comes with more paint, which is the ultimate eraser, guys. It's the ultimate eraser. And it's something I think that people should always bear in mind and should always remember, you know, is that, you know, it's like, yeah, it's, I could talk about it all day. I could talk about the way that I was so afraid of painting, and I always told people that if I could learn how to paint, then anyone could. And the problem is when you get to a certain level of skill, the worst part of it is that people assume you were born with it, that it was innate. And I'm telling you guys, it is not innate. It is something I absolutely learned. Gouache is easier to use because it has the qualities of watercolor and acrylics. Yeah, gouache is a joy to learn, and it's a designer's medium. What's up, Neon Todd Studio? Great to see you. How are you doing? It's always great when you guys are popping in here. Make sure you do hit the like, and make sure you do say hello to everybody when you come in. I think I'm probably better with the computer, but even that freaks me out. Yeah. Listen, I understand, you know. His work is very good. I can see why you recommended him to you. Yeah, do you know why I recommended him to you, man? It's because he's a storyteller, he's an architect in how he thinks about things, and he's a brilliant visual intellectual, and that is what I think you are. That's why I recommended him. There's a bunch of people that I would say Yeah, there's funny enough, a lot of Europeans whose work I would recommend. There's another artist who's I've communicated with before, and she is a genius. And her name, I'm probably going to spell it wrong. Another person I think you would like, but you probably have heard of her name. I probably spelled her name wrong, but Google it, and it'll correct the spelling. An artist by the name of Laura Zuccari, and she is amazing. I've emailed back and forth with her. She's great. Let me see here. Being stuck at work watching this is making my hands itch for my sketchbook. Well, that is why we're going to try to record these things in the best quality possible. So remember us having this conversation where you wished you had your sketchbook when you're doing a future watch of this stream, and get your sketchbook out while we're watching it and say, hey, we discussed this later in the stream. Mighty Geek Studios, drawing is like any other martial art. Once you learn the forms and how to use them, it gets easier. That is absolutely true. Let me see here. Is she the one that did the work for Aaron? I don't know, actually. But I think that might be another Laura. I'm not sure. But Laura's amazing. Woohoo! Lots of packages in the mail today, Sumo Thor. Well, you've gifted a lot of packages to people today on this chat and this stream, and I thank you for it, man. But yeah, Laura is a very nice person. I reached out to her to tell her what a big fan I was of her work, and in one of those classic "you can't believe this is the case," she's like, I don't think I've ever had anybody, really reach out to me from, the States to say they like my work. And I was like, well, happy to be the first. I was saying this to Michael when I had him on my channel, and I'm sure he didn't take me up for this interview we did right before when he had the trailer for Lucent 2. And I asked him about this artist who was a big inspiration to him, and I said, did you write him an email to say thank you? And tell him that he inspired you, and see about maybe he could do a cover or something like that. I'm curious if Michael did it. We'll have to ponder that. Michael, let us know in the chat if you ever did that. Michael's like, thanks for inviting me to your Inquisition stream, right? Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Building up to it. Good Lord. Life's too short. Get it done. While you're sick and you're tired and you're not thinking straight, remember, it's the best time to take Sean's advice. Yes, indeed, Mighty Geek Studios. Amen. Amen. Yeah, that's the best time to take my advice. That's the best time to take my advice, is when you're not tired and not thinking straight. Michael Bancroft, laugh out. Is that when it's going to be on a tombstone? Oh, my Lord. Oh, you guys are dark today, man. You guys are dark. That's all right. We're bringing the light. Even though, up here in New England, the sun is basically setting at 3 o'clock now. But, what are you going to do? We have electricity, and we've got paint, and we've got streams, so we're going to have a good time. It's a Monday. It's the start of the work week. And I know a lot of you guys work on the weekends, and I know a lot of us work, 24 hours a day and, all the time. But it's like, this is the thing about it. We come together here, and we start fresh every single day, and we try to bring our best to the game. And that is the key. That's the absolute key to what we do here. And I'm really glad to have kind of made the leap to this software, because I think this is one of the best looking art streams I've had in a while. And it's a combination of my wife, Mrs. Ingetti, helping me to get the straight in and not using Wi-Fi anymore. And then I think it's just the way that the software, works and how I figure it out. Let me see here. That's pretty crazy. Then again, something that the U.S. has for its artists and creators is proximity and conventions. Yes, you're absolutely right. Hey, Sean, have you seen the comic series The Kong Crew? Yes, I did. I saw that. Looks absolutely insane. It's a what if King Kong won story. Yeah, it looks really cool. I did see that. You might like it too. There you go. Yeah, I think we're down with gorillas here in CG. We like the apes. We like the gorillas. That's what we do here. We make it happen. There we go. There we are. It's so funny when I think about painting that ARO piece and not having any idea, like how that was going to go over. And now it lives in Australia. It lives in Australia with my Australian brother Michael. It's hilarious. It's craziness. Let me see here. go. Get that color in there, and now we're starting to see. We're starting to get that. Let me let it focus. We're starting to get that. Oh, gosh, this camera quality is so much better. Add to broadcast. I'll check it out. Great cover. Yeah. I'm telling you what, guys, there are some smoking good comic books out there and some great pulp, guys. If you haven't checked out RAZÖRFIST books ever, I suggest the audiobooks because RAZÖRFIST reads them himself, but they are so great. Yeah, no monkeying around with Comicsgate and with Gorillas. You mentioned a friend did some work for The Shadow. Couldn't recall his name. His name is Nicholas Egon. He's my brother whose wife just had knee surgery today. He's a good dude. There we go. Let's see if that comes through. That's his name. He did The Shadow 1941. He did colors on that with Mark Chiarello and who else did he do that with? He did colors with Mark Chiarello and another big painter, a guy who's a pretty famous painter. I'm blanking on his name. Shoot, but it's in the credits. You'll find it. It's in the credits, and he's. I actually did his website for him, although I haven't updated it in ages. And if you ever see his landscape paintings, I have one in my house. The guy is a genius. I would love to introduce him, but it'd have to be like I'd love him to be able to talk to her in his studio space. But I'd love to introduce him to Anna because he is an incredible oil painter. He's about he's a couple of years my senior. I think he's about 61 now, and but he is a unbelievable, masterful landscape painter. I mean, that guy paints like a Russian impressionist landscape painter, Isaac Levitan. His stuff is just top tier. Let me see here. Kelsey put me onto a new book called John Joe. Guarnido? Is that it? Garnido? I can hardly believe it's real. Oh, yeah, there are some great books. Yeah, Jane Shake. That's how you pronounce it. Yep, Jane Shake. Got it. And yeah, it's there's some great stuff out there, guys. And this is the thing about it, too. There is unlimited space for excellence. There just isn't unlimited excellence. And so if you've got something you want to bring to the table, bring it and work your tail off. And don't worry about what other people are doing. I think one of the things that is the poison of, of all, I was going to say all groups, but I think it's just tied to any situation where you've got more than, one or two people, is the envy and fear of, the Eric July talked about this the other day, which is why it's on my mind, of that people have when they're worried someone is taking their success, taking their spotlight. Nobody ever takes that off of you unless, it's not supposed to be there. And I think that when I think about people like Todd McFarlane, when I think about people like Ethan, they did their damnedest to take everything they could take from him away, and it didn't work. And that's the way it is. And it's all built on resentment and, the Whisper Network and all that stuff, backroom gossip and all of that petty BS. And that's one of the things that I always say that that where the real conversations often happen are not even the real conversations. It's about the discipline and the commitment to the work when we're painting. That is, Black Sad is, sorry about the cat Black Sad, by the way. But yeah, Black Sad is great. Love, you guys were talking about Black Sad, that's right. Add to basket. Yeah, he prefers French stories at the moment, so Mel reads him short comics. We have an old beat-up copy of Spidey and his amazing friends we sometimes read. Very, very cool. Black Sad. Yeah, Black Sad is awesome. Yeah. Absolutely awesome. Plush says, I need to read and play Black Sad comic and game. Yeah, I hear it's great. This book is coming along beautifully. Thank you, Metal Movies and Brewskis. I bow to you. It is great to see you here in the chat, my friend. How have you been? I really do like the kind of noir pulp, again, quality to it. And I guess that's why I've been so excited about Razor's new book, because he's taking sort of what he loves about video games, what he loves about pulp and pulp stories and pulp fiction, and he's mixing and mashing a lot of genres to make something that's just a fun, rip-roaring ride, and I love that kind of stuff. And thank you for the kind words, Metal Movies and Brewskis, again. Michael Bancroft, does he prefer the bande dessinée for the story or the language? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that because I can't read but one language. Let's see here. Howdy, metal movies and brewskis. Indeed, guys. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing how much cool stuff is out there. There's a lot of really cool stuff out there. Just DM'd you a page, Sumo Thori. It's crazy. It sounds awesome. Yeah, there's some great stuff out there. Isn't that the most fun part about what we do here? Sharing the things that we're passionate about and just making the best work we can. Making the best work we can. That's all it is. And it's a fun thing. I love that people get to, there's no way that people can get up this close on traditional media at this resolution. I mean, think about when you watch old TV at any other time in history, for somebody like me who doesn't have, isn't at a, TV network after, HD is actually being put out there, broadcasts are being put out there. So it is incredible that we get to spend this time together and you guys get to watch this stuff come together. I can get that camera right up on it and I can get some nice high resolution footage for you guys. You can see the paper, you can see the water, you can see how it comes together. He's more of a mama's boy at the moment, I think. It happens. What is up, ATGNat? And I'm not sure I can pronounce it, but I believe in the podcast. It's great to see you, man. Hey, John. Everybody's saying hello. When is the next Waffle Lodge of Horror episode? I was just thinking I got to reach out to Vaughn about this because we got to do some of those in the new year. I think we know what our next movie was going to be. It's just people were getting sick and then the holidays and then Thanksgiving and it's just been nuts. Shanth, can you only read one language? I am only half that left. Yeah, I only can read one language. Dying Days of YouTube secret alt count. Hail chat, hail Shanth, hail to you, Dying Days of YouTube. It is great to see you, my friend. Michael Bancroft. Makes sense. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, lots of artists aren't getting out there, not giving play. People of lesser ability getting out more attention. Yeah, I mean, I think it just comes to you gotta stream and put that stuff out there. And learning how to stream is tough. It really is. And the Dying Days of YouTube's YouTube channel is right there. Go check it out, guys. It's magical watching your monster coming together. Oh, thank you so much, Cranberry Langers. I appreciate that, man. I mean, the way I see it, guys, is, and I really do say this is the case, is that if somebody is having success getting eyes on their stuff and the stuff they're doing, there's a lot of different factors that come into that. And that's why I always use the term fortunate, and I don't try not to use the word lucky because my wife gets on me about that. And the thing is that, but you have to be committed to making something that people want to see. And I was looking at the amount of subscribers I had, which is more than I even thought was possible when I started this whole thing. And I was thinking about that when I see somebody like the Townsends who has 2 million subscribers, I don't wonder for even a minute why they have 2 million and why I have whatever I have, 1,200 and something, I think. I never wonder about that because they are so on point on their channel. And I just use that to say, YouTube will help you, if there's something that you should be doing that will attract an audience on YouTube, YouTube will help you find it by showing you what's not working. And that is a really good bit of advice to take. And I think there was a stream that we did one time, and I think I was on Michael's channel, but I can't remember. It was on my channel, where we showed our first YouTube streams, our first YouTube videos. Oh my God, were they rough. And yes, guys, Von Klaus's Terror in the Trenches, the link is in the description, but yes, indeed, check it out. When you see those streams, we had to learn. Speaking of Fire Noir styles, familiar with Cyber 6? I don't know if I am. Sounds awesome. I like the title. I'm a big fan of, I like to play the role-playing game, Shadowrun when I was a kid. Jay Lee, there you go. Indiegogo, on Indiegogo, the Steins Rise of the Vampires coming soon, guys. Check it out. Are there French comics which are not BDs? I think that's just their name for drawn strips or design strips. It's, I don't know if, I think everything is called that over there. I think they call, Spider-Man bande dessinée, but it is a Franco-Belgium aesthetic. I think even though it's not the first, I think the core bande dessinée for me anyway, is that if you're not gonna, if you read only one bande dessinée to start off with for me, again, I say it's got to be Hergé's The Adventures of Tintin. Just the way that it establishes the Linclair style is so important in the evolution of comics, and it takes you to so many different things. The way that it uses mise-en-scène to drive the story as opposed to deep shadows and things like that, but the way they use overlapping forms. It's a brilliant, masterful work of art, and it's great. Yeah, you need talent and a little luck, and I will say this, it's that great quote, and someone find me the author of this quote if you have the opportunity, but it's, I find the more I practice, the luckier I get. That's the key right there. It's really is. The luck is where preparation meets opportunity. And it's no place is that truer in Comicsgate. Let's see here. Shadowrun was my favorite middle school, high school. Yeah, it was mine too. Oh my god, dude, we must be about the same age. I freaking loved Shadowrun. I actually have some of the Ral Partha first run miniatures from that up on. I haven't even opened them because I keep them because I love them so much. Yeah, Tintin is awesome. It absolutely is. Yo, indeed. Indeed. Admiral Wackass. Yo, what's up? Everybody loves to see the Admiral. Channel member Admiral Wackass. You guys are awesome. You guys are doing great. Let me see here. Luck favors the prepared. Indeed it does. Indeed it does, guys. Yes, indeedy. All right, guys. So let me see where we're at. Okay, we're about 2 hours into this, and it is getting to be bedtime for the missus up in this house. So I want to go and say hello to my wife for a little bit after a long day of work, and I'm going to do that in a second, but let me just catch up here with the chat a little bit. Bande dessinée is a lot like manga. It just means comics, but it also means a way of presenting a story and a unique industry. American comics aren't very popular there. Absolutely right. And I think that's wrong. Michael, how do you feel about it? I'm just saying. Let's see. Gary Player, there you go. That's right. And then we got 80s Made in the house. I see him coming up here in the stream. It's good to see you. Hail, brother, hail. I'm going to wrap this stream up just so I can go and get in some time with the family and say hello and see how everybody's doing. But guys, thank you for being here for this inaugural stream of getting back to using Ecamm so that we can, make these art streams a little bit more detailed and accurate. I promise you guys, I'm going to be doing a lot more of these now that I've got it set up. I've got some work to do on this right here, and I've been doing some serious painting on this whenever I get a chance when I'm on downtime between working on Nosfero and then of course working on all the other stuff I'm doing, the YouTube channel and things like that. Thank you guys so much for being here for this stream and all this. It is great to see you. Have a great evening, my friend. Let's keep the pulp going and let's keep all of this fun stuff going. Bring positive energy. Thank you, Moss. Bring positive energy out into CG and out onto YouTube, and let's just keep doing what we do. Yes, is actually called an album. Yes, indeed. And I have all of the facsimile editions of Tintin of my favorite books. Cheers to you, Michael. Much respect and much love. Good night and Merry Christmas to you and your family. Absolutely to everybody in the chat as well. Yo, 80s Made. Hello, chat. Everybody's saying hello, hello, hello. And guys, I will see all of you guys soon. I promise I'm going to close out as we often do, as we always do. Thank you, channel members, by the way. I'm going to be closing out with the credits for the channel members. And thank you guys for being here tonight. And we'll just keep doing what we do, guys. All right? All right. Take care, everybody. And I will see you guys soon.
Dedication, hard work, dedication.